The world you live in today has lions, tigers, and crocodiles. Deadly enough on their own. But if you were alive millions of years ago, none of those would have mattered, because towering above them all were apex predators unlike anything that exists now. Let's start with the one you already know, the so-called king, Tyrannosaurus rex. Just saying the name feels heavy. This was the ultimate predator of North America, walking the earth about 66 million years ago. It stretched up to 40 feet long, stood taller than a bus at the hips, and weighed around 9 tons. But what made T-Rex truly terrifying wasn't just its size, it was its bite. With a bite force measured at nearly 8,000 pounds per square inch, it could crush bone like dry twigs. Fossilized bones show deep puncture marks and even shattered marrow cavities, proof that T-Rex didn't just tear flesh, it pulverized skeletons. And when you imagine those teeth, some longer than bananas, sinking down on you, you realize why no land predator has ever matched its power. But as frightening as T-Rex was, it wasn't the largest. Enter Spinosaurus. Growing up to 50 or even 59 feet long, it was longer than T-Rex, with a crocodile-like snout lined with conical teeth, perfect for gripping slippery prey. This wasn't a land-only hunter. It thrived in rivers and swamps, chasing fish the size of cars, while still being able to dominate on land. And of course, its massive sail, towering spines on its back, remains one of paleontology's great mysteries. Was it a display to intimidate rivals? A way to regulate body temperature? No one knows for certain. But what's certain is this: if you met one in its swampy domain, you wouldn't stand a chance. And then comes Giganotosaurus. At over 40 feet long, this South American predator rivaled T-Rex in size. Unlike the bone-crushing king, though, it had blade-like teeth meant for slicing. Its prey? Giant titanosaurs, herbivores longer than school buses. Picture a predator large enough and fast enough to carve into giants. That was Giganotosaurus, the true rival of the king. When you think of the scariest dinosaurs, size might be the first thing that comes to mind. But sometimes being smaller, faster, and smarter was even deadlier. These weren't lumbering giants. They were hunters designed to strike fast, overwhelm, and leave nothing but bones behind. Let's start with Velociraptor. Thanks to movies, you probably imagine it as human-sized, but in reality, it was closer to a turkey. Standing just under 2 feet tall and about 6 feet long, tail included. But don't let the size fool you. Each velociraptor carried a curved sickle-shaped claw on each foot, 3 inches long, razor-sharp, and capable of puncturing deep into flesh. Even scarier, they likely hunted in packs. Imagine being surrounded by a group of them, their claws raised, their jaws snapping, feathers bristling as they coordinate their attack. Fossil evidence even shows a velociraptor locked in combat with a protoceratops, proving just how relentless they were. Now, if Velociraptor is the dagger, Utahraptor is the broadsword. This was the largest raptor ever discovered, reaching up to 20 feet long and weighing close to 1,000 pounds. Its killing claw wasn't 3 inches, it was nearly a foot long. A single slash could open up prey in an instant. Utahraptor lived about 125 million years ago in what is now North America, and its build suggests it was strong and heavily muscled, capable of pinning prey down while tearing into it. And if they hunted in groups like their smaller cousins, the sight of even one Utahraptor meant the rest of the pack wasn't far behind. Then comes Dilophosaurus, one of the earliest large predators of the Jurassic. It could grow up to 23 feet long, with a lightweight build that made it agile and fast. The twin crests on its head gave it a striking appearance, though paleontologists believe they were for display rather than combat. Its jaws were lined with sharp, serrated teeth, perfect for tearing flesh. Fossils suggest it could ambush prey, rushing in with speed and ripping it apart before the victim had a chance to react. Forget the movie version with venom and frills. The real Dilophosaurus didn't need tricks. It was deadly enough without them. When speed and intelligence joined claws and teeth, you weren't just being hunted, you were being outplayed. If the land felt dangerous, the seas and skies of the dinosaur age were far worse. Because here, you weren't just chased, you were swallowed whole. Take Mosasaurus. Not technically a dinosaur, but a marine reptile that dominated oceans about 80 million years ago. Growing up to 50 feet long, its body was built like a torpedo, with flippers powering it through the water and a tail fin propelling it forward in bursts of speed. Its jaws stretched wide, armed with conical teeth perfect for gripping anything unfortunate enough to cross its path. Scientists believe Mosasaurus could eat sharks, giant fish, and even small whales. Imagine swimming in its territory. It would have been like sharing a pool with a school bus-sized predator. And once it locked on, there was no escape. But the skies weren't safe either. Pteranodon soared above North America during the late Cretaceous, its wings stretching over 20 feet across. With a long, toothless beak, it specialized in snatching fish right out of the waves. Picture shadows passing overhead, and before you even looked up, a pteranodon could dive, skim the water, and vanish with its meal. While not the largest flyer, it was the first to truly dominate the air. And then came Quetzalcoatlus, the undisputed giant of the skies. With a wingspan stretching up to 36 feet, this pterosaur was as tall as a giraffe when it stood on the ground. Fossils suggest it wasn't limited to fishing. Instead, it may have stalked prey on land, plucking up small dinosaurs in its beak before swallowing them whole. Picture something that big suddenly taking flight. The beating of its wings alone would have felt like a storm rolling in. On land, in water, or in the skies, you wouldn't have been safe. These predators made the entire world their hunting ground. Not every predator relied on sheer size or speed. Some came armed with strange features, horns, skulls, and jaws shaped by evolution into weapons that made them even more unsettling. Start with Carnotaurus. Its name means meat-eating bull, and one look tells you why. This predator from South America stood nearly 10 feet tall and stretched over 25 feet long. What made it so strange were the horns jutting from its skull, giving it a devilish appearance. Unlike many predators, Carnotaurus had an unusually lightweight skeleton with long, muscular legs. That meant it wasn't just frightening, it was fast. Scientists believe it could sprint at 30 miles per hour, making it one of the fastest large theropods ever. Its arms were even smaller than those of T-Rex, but with jaws designed for quick snapping bites, it didn't need them. Then there's Allosaurus, the apex hunter of the Jurassic, long before T-Rex ever appeared. Growing to 30 feet, Allosaurus had a leaner frame, built for speed and power. Fossil evidence suggests they may have hunted in groups, targeting giant sauropods like Diplodocus. Instead of one crushing bite, Allosaurus likely used a slash-and-retreat method, striking with jaws lined with serrated teeth, then pulling back before lunging in again. Imagine being attacked not once, but repeatedly by a pack of them, each bite leaving you weaker until you collapsed. For the giants of its time, Allosaurus was a nightmare that never stopped coming. And then comes Majungasaurus, one of the strangest predators of them all. Living in Madagascar about 70 million years ago, it grew up to 20 feet long and had a thick, heavy skull built for crushing rather than slicing. But what sets Majungasaurus apart is the evidence it ate its own kind. Fossils of Majungasaurus bones show clear tooth marks matching its jaws. Whether it killed rivals or scavenged their remains, it means cannibalism was part of its story. That makes it one of the few dinosaurs we know for certain turned on its own species. Horned, fast, and ruthless. These predators show that evolution shaped killers in more ways than one. By now you've seen the giants, the sprinters, and the sea and sky terrors, but some of the most unsettling dinosaurs weren't the famous ones at all. These were the strange, almost alien creatures that force you to realize just how unpredictable evolution could be. Start with Tyrannosaurus. At first glance, you'd think it was built to shred prey. Standing up to 33 feet tall, it carried claws over 3 feet long, the longest claws of any animal in history. But here's the twist. It wasn't a pure carnivore. Evidence shows Tyrannosaurus was mostly herbivorous, using those massive claws to pull down branches or defend itself. Still, picture being confronted by an animal towering over you, feathers bristling, swinging claws sharp enough to slice through bone. Even if it wasn't hunting you, you wouldn't want to be in its way. Then there's Troodon. Unlike giants, this dinosaur was small, only about 6 to 8 feet long, but what it lacked in size, it made up for in brains. Relative to its body, Troodon had one of the largest brains of any dinosaur. Its large, forward-facing eyes suggest it hunted at night, using sharp vision to track prey in darkness. Its teeth show a mixed diet of plants and small animals. But with intelligence like that, Troodon could adapt to almost anything. Some paleontologists even speculate it might have been the smartest dinosaur ever to live. And finally, Cryolophosaurus, the Elvis dinosaur. Found in Antarctica, it carried a strange backward-curved crest on its head. Unlike anything else, it lived about 190 million years ago, growing up to 20 feet long. In the frozen landscape of early Antarctica, Cryolophosaurus was the top predator. That bizarre crest may have been for display, to attract mates or intimidate rivals. But when it came to hunting, it was all business. Jaws lined with sharp teeth, ready to strike in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Sometimes the scariest thing isn't what you know, it's the creatures you've never even heard of.